Alright, so real quick. Somebody walking down the street has a cell phone in his hand. And what I learned in law enforcement, everybody's got a goddamn camera on their cell phone. Or listening device, tracking device, by Google or Skynet. I'm sitting behind the awning in the backyard. And you already maybe seen this house, what it looks like on Google Maps. But it's the same person at a certain time. And he's got a cell phone in his hand. And he made eye contact with me. So one-on-one training, you can learn this from law enforcement. Law enforcement says this shit all the time. If the person doesn't make eye contact with you, they're suspicious. They're up to no good, maybe. Another thing, they have you train in the jail for at least a year. And they'll learn how the criminal mind works. You know, how people think, criminals think. Because none of all that shit in y'all's world does exist. Because in your world, you have to obey, you have to listen, you have to, you know, worship this motherfucker that I don't know where he is. And there's nobody to answer to. He can do all the talking like Hitler did. You know, Hitler said that famous words. If you keep telling the lie and keep telling it, you'll start believing it. I don't believe that. But when people get to, when you're bought, you're Chinese bought, I'm going to call it that because, but the thing is, you know, I know it's a continuously thing with you. Like my uncle was a 33 and we went to that lodge and now it's the City of White's police department. And now I know why you took it over and got rid of that guy David and nobody got charged anything. And you can go read the police reports of the GBI if anybody wants to find out anything. And I know y'all don't want me to do my own research, but you know what? It's like this is what I'm talking about. From the beginning, where it all started in 2016. You don't even like that damn word story. Hey, I got a story to tell you. Or I say skip, what your bot did to me all the time. But you blocked my YouTube account. Nobody's going to see it. I know you don't want to get the word out. You don't want to get the truth out. You don't want anybody to be healed. You don't want people to go to the doctors. You just want them all to die off. That's what COVID was all about. But the 6 feet apart was you're not allowed to talk to anybody. That's why we wore a mask. But I never wore a fucking mask. I never stayed 6 feet apart. I talked to people, but you know, you had to stay 6 feet apart. Why you still had to talk to the cash register? Person at the cashier. I'm going off my narrative of what I was trying to say in this video. It's continuously taunting, non-stop. And I learn and study you guys so damn much from the lodge until now. But in 2016, when I wrote the letter, I was trying to tell Santa Claus something. And I go help fight your dirty wars. I don't mind. But if I'm going to fight your dirty wars, why it's continuously you have to know where I'm at all the time? Like the blue Mustang that stops out here at the four-way intersection at Old Tennessee Highway and drives through, but about 5-10 minutes later they come back through and then they go down that long road. It can take you down to 75 if you can get to it, because that's where that road leads you, back towards that cemetery over there. And then about 20 minutes in, he turns around and comes back. And I learned that in law enforcement too. If you drive long distance away, or like say if the person's driving down the road when they're chasing them, and you can't find them a couple miles up the road, that means they got off quick. Or someone takes a longer distance to turn around. I'm standing there. I have cameras. I have cameras outside the house. And they record. And they notified me if somebody pulled in the yard, or somebody's walking through the yard. I have one in the front, I have one on the side, I have one in the back, and I have another one on the other side. Besides the point of that, y'all don't give a shit of that, but the guy walking down the street today was funny. And he looked up the driveway, He had a cell phone in his hand. And you know what cell phones are? Everybody's got a cell phone, right? That means everybody's got a camera. They got a recording device. It's got 5G. And you gotta get your text in. Even though motherfucker is sitting at the four-way stop. And when there's nobody else coming, they sit there for the longest fucking time. Gotta get their text in. Gotta tell the bot. We gotta tell. Oh, he's here. Oh no, he's not here. I can't see his car. His red little Miata, or that Kia that y'all picked out for Jennifer. Because there's Masons I know that works at that fucking Kia. Because when she got her new vehicle, there was two guys talking to each other, and they're going, "Oh look, there he is." And they, how do you know? You got my picture? It's like everybody that, it's like when they do look, because they're desperate to look, you could tell they were not supposed to look. But it's like, let's turn off the internet at 3 a.m. Let's reset the power. You started doing that. When I mentioned this is what I said to the bot. I said, you want to come get my guns, motherfucker? You can't get my guns. And I started talking like I was going crazy. Then, like Hitler, got to tell Hitler, like, if you keep saying the same thing over and over and everybody's going to believe it, that's what I did to your bot. I did it right back. And I'm pushed to fight your dirty wars. Did you tell that other Mason who I am? The assistant chief at the City of Whites? Because I know the other three officers. I already met them. There's a black guy and two white guys, and then another white one. But he's got a lazy eye. He's got his pictures all over the fucking damn internet. I thought you're pushed to. I guess he's a low rank Mason. Because if they're high ranks and they done dirty things, you just get rid of the chief. You hide them. You hide your face when you're driving by because you got tinted windows on your car because they must be a high-ranking member, something like that. Remember, my uncle told me everything. I read his books. I went to the lodge. I was 8 years old when I went to that lodge. I went there fucking like 3 or 4 years. And then there was a time that told him that I can't come there anymore. And then the only way I would come there is if I did something with him. I don't know what that was. But where's my pleasure? I'm supposed to help you fight your dirty wars. Where's my pleasure? I don't get none of it. But anyways, that's the point is I just wanted to address that out. And then I have my DJI drone that I bought many years ago. I bought it off a cop buddy of mine. And I flew that fucking drone all the way down the road just to see where he went. And someone picked him up at that church down there. He walked that fucking far to go to the gas station just to walk past this house. And let me tell you something. I showed a video to someone that lives in this house for many years and said she's never seen that person walk down the street. And then I went to go talk to certain neighbors and they said they never seen that person. So people across the street I don't trust because that motherfucker must be a Mason too, because every time I cut my grass, he cuts his grass. And every time I crank up my car or move it, he comes outside and starts fucking farting with his car. That's suspicious to me. You gotta understand, I was in law enforcement. If somebody just don't even make eye contact with me when they drive by, or doesn't wave when I wave at them, there's something not going on right up there in their head. Like the two guys at Bowen. You won't come up to the house. I know you're scared to do that, and then you won't come talk to me personally because Satan doesn't want you to talk to anybody. So, I'm just pointing out the things that y'all do the dumbest shit. Does it upset me? Does it make me mad? No, I think you get off on it and you think it's hard. Mine does too. I took a picture of that kid, by the way, on my phone when he walked by when I was cutting the grass. I'll be out tomorrow. I'll be waiting for you and watching you because I got to do a lot of activities outside. By the way, I have a job. I can't say what job I have. Not allowed to work. But anyways, I just wanted to address that to my Luciferian friends that I never see. So, by the way, Epstein never offed himself. They're protecting his ass.